Hello there guys, so this is probably the last bit of news we are going to get before the month of sleepless nights begins, but we do have confirmation that the next dragon of the week is going to be this cute little Carnival dragon. So the Carnival dragon has been available a few times in the past. You know, I've got mine at level 45 because they have a cool range of elements which I actually was really handy for me when I was upgrading my temples, but regardless, the Carnival dragon is a fire, energy, and light dragon, and just in general, it's a cool little epic. Like, especially if it's one of the first epics you end up getting, this dragon is actually pretty cool. But the combination that we are going to need to use to breed it is going to be the Seed and Mud dragon. So the Seed and Mud, super easy to get a hold of course, and there are quite a few other possible outcomes, so I wouldn't say that overall this is the easiest dragon of the week breed we've had in a while, but the main thing to note is that there's no shared breeding time, but there will also be the chance to breed the legendary ARIES dragon with this combination you can see at the bottom there. So apart from that, we have a bunch of 16 hours, 12 hours, 8, 6-hour breeding times. So along with being able to breed the panda, the elixir, and the avocado, depending on what you have unlocked, there will also be the chance to get that new legendary. So will this hinder our progress during the upcoming mini event? Possibly. Because if you're doing the mini event and you accidentally breed the ARIES dragon, that kind of sucks. But at the same time, do remember that we need to breed the ARIES dragon if we want to unlock the special legendary collection dragons. So even if you accidentally breed it, it is actually not even that bad, because with these new special collections coming out, it's actually going to be a lot better even to breed legendaries that you don't even like. And you know, I've never even mentioned this in a video since the new hotfix came out, but whenever you don't have anything active in your breeding den or in your farms, we've got these little notifications that spew out of it. It's like a question mark, exclamation mark, like, is that sleeping? Is it saying, are you gonna breed, or what? Like, I can't quite tell what it's asking me there. Like, it could be anything. Could be anything. So, I did say I wanted to breed the Orca dragon, but now is definitely not the time to be doing that, because as soon as the ARIES dragon is available to breed, I do want to try and breed it. I say that as I get a 16-hour breeding time. That's fine. That's fine. I can work with that. But, you know, if you're following the do as I say, not as I do, I am going to say to you, you know, don't put in super long breeding times like I just did. Don't go for the Dragon of the Month if you have other breedings to do, for example. Don't put in super long food times, because if we get a quest that says collect food, oh look, they're sleeping. They are sleeping. But if you get a super long timer for food, for example, like if you accidentally put in candied pears, which is like 2 days, or sweet root, you've probably screwed yourself over for the beginning of the event. And there is nothing worse than failing an event because you misclicked. It is the worst feeling in the world. You want to give yourself the best chance you can to get all of these, you know, new Chrono Hades dragon, Chrono Aphrodite, but she will be down to quite a lot of luck as well. So, you know, I'm just saying, make sure you're giving yourself the best opportunity that you can in these upcoming events. You just make sure you're not hindering yourself at all. But along with that, we don't know how difficult the events are going to be at this point in time, so I'm sure that the wiki will get updated with information as it gets gathered. I doubt that it's going to be anything close to what we had in the old events, although the mini event and the boss challenge event might be copied over, because they're normally pretty similar. But it's mainly the divine chest that is the questionable thing, because, you know, we've got more than one divine in there, being the Poseidon, and we have all the other dragons in it as well. But do remember, it is coming out tomorrow at 12 o'clock GMT, so that is midday GMT, which is my time in England. So you can just search England time if it's any simpler and you don't know about time zones properly, and then you can work that out to your own area's approximate time that it should be going up. But, you know, whenever we get these new divine events, it does fill me with a little bit of terror. Because like I said, I called it the month of sleepless nights. Because what's happened in previous divine events is the first event that comes out has been a day where you know, stay up a little bit later than you should to complete it. And then the second half of the castle event is also even harder than that. So you stay up a little bit longer than that to make sure that you can complete it. And because we do have a wide range of events, it might not be quite the same sort of thing. But considering that these dragons are like new upgraded versions of the old dragons, like we've never really seen that in this game before. So we are going to try to be on it as much as we can. I think this time we might even have to do the event on both accounts. Because you know what always ends up happening with me, right? Like, I will end up doing something that requires me not to be home for a few days. And then it's like, oh, well, the event's over now. Can't do it. So, if we have to, it's going to kill me. But I may have to do it on Android as well as on PC DML. Which is going to be not very fun at times. I guess we'll see what happens. And if I give up halfway through, don't blame me. But it would be really cool to get those dragons on both of our accounts as well. And plus, you know, if we've got both accounts trying to open up those divine chests, technically we have a bit more of a chance in case we get just super unlucky on one of the accounts. But whenever I just say lucky, unlucky, it's like, why does it even all have to be down to chance anyway? Just makes me sick. Sick to my damn stomach, game. I also want to say that when tomorrow comes out, you're probably better off not doing the fights in the morning so that you can have as many fights available as possible. Like, you know how the fights reset after a few hours these days? Like, it's fine to do most of them if you think you're going to have time for them to reset. But again, it's just about having everything available for you to do the event as easily and as well as possible. So, enable your VIP when the event comes out if you need to. Hoard your gems, hoard your gold, hoard your food, and see how the event goes. Even though that seems really simple and really obvious, and you'll be going, yeah, everyone knows that, you say that every time, Quacks. I always get someone that messages me saying, oh, I just put in 2-day-long food, Lamau, like an hour before the event starts. And then they're like, but how can I do these when I don't have any battles left to do? It's like, yeah, you've basically done that to yourself. You know, just in case they do implement it as well, with the Enchantment League, for example, make sure that you try and save all of your Enchantment League keys for when the event comes out. So who knows, maybe they'll have like win 9 enchantment battles. You never know with these things. So rather than just steamrolling ahead and basically just doing things because you think you should be doing them, just wait. It's like how everyone always asks, what dragon should I use on my team? I'm thinking of using this legendary that's very, very meh. It's like, yeah, just wait until we know what the dragons are out of the event. See what dragons you get out of the event. And then based off of the dragons that you get, you can then put them in your team. Or not put them in your team if you don't get them. Because it's fine going ahead and saying, okay, I'm going to have a team with Hathor, Freya, and Chrono Aphrodite. It's going to be the best team ever, and everyone's going to suck my toes because I'm severely overpowered. Yeah, it's fine if you say that, but what if you don't actually get Chrono Zeus or Chrono Aphrodite as well, for example? Well, then all of your plans gone to pot. So it's fine to plan ahead, but make sure you actually, you know, achieve the preliminary goal to get there first. I think that's simple enough to understand for now. But again, it is important to plan your team ahead because, for example, you don't want to have 3 dragons that don't synergize well with each other, and you don't want to put in 3 dragons into your team that are just not very good. Like, a lot of people still don't like the Comet Dragon, for example, or the Titan Dragon. They do have their very niche scenarios and niche team comps where they do work well. But on average, if you just had a, like, Chrono Aphrodite, for example, it would be better. Or if you just had an Autumn Dragon, for example, it would be better a lot of the time. Like, the Autumn Dragon has always been that dragon that fits well in almost any team. Or, you know, the Loki Dragon, because it's the better version of the Autumn. They're just gonna work well in, like, 99% of teams, because they're just incredibly strong. They have incredibly strong elements. So, they can fit in a defensive and an aggressive style team. Same with Chrono Aphrodite. She is just so incredibly overpowered that she will work in any team in the world. Because the Exception Divines in particular, they're really, really good if you buff them. Like, as in buff their damage with another Divine, but they're also insanely good if you just make them unkillable. So, I don't think we have anyone that really messes around with the dragons to find the best, most optimal strat in the game, because, you know, all the best stuff is paid to win anyway. But I feel like the best team would probably be something like an Aries, along with one of them. I mean, if you have 3 Exception Divines, you're probably just gonna throw them in, because nothing can beat them anyway. That's the joy of the arena sometimes. The only fights that you can lose against are the ones against Exception Dragons. Absolutely spiffing and wonderful. So since we're not going to get an opportunity to do that at, like, literally any other time, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and pop in a cutter egg. I'm going to hatch it. We're only going to be 19 of the poor dragon's eggs out of 1,200 done. But we're making slow but sure progress. So I'll take it. I'll take it indeed. Oh, it's going to take forever before we get all those clan dragons, but, you know, regardless, for now, that is everything that I wanted to prepare you for now. If you do anything stupid and end up planting the wrong food, don't say I didn't warn you. But take all the info that you can. We're going to get the new Dragon of the Month, new Divine events, new special events. Can't wait. Hopefully I will see you soon.